Hey guys, welcome back. This one's definitely something. It's a little bittersweet. I was able to easily resolve this issue, but that's the thing. I shouldn't have had to. It's good to see that Ace Grading did the right thing, that they fixed it almost immediately. I had to reach out to Randolph in order to get that done immediately. But it's just another example. We're going to take a look at it anyway. The customer service end of things, it just needs to be taken care of before things get blown out of proportion. That's what this is. Would it have been resolved instantly had I not messaged them? Probably not. And there's no reason that it shouldn't have been. It looks like everything was in place to resolve this issue, and they just didn't pull the final trigger, which is weird. And you kind of have to expect that it's gonna get blown up. Someone's gonna post on Reddit about it, and so let's take a look through. Again, this is totally resolved at this point, but it's another example. You guys know that I'm not a fan of grading, but at the same time, I am a huge believer that customer service is definitely something that you need to look into, that needs to be top tier, no matter what you're doing. If you're providing any sort of good or service, whether you're a 69er flipping slabs on eBay, whether you're a grading service of any kind, you gotta look after the customer. Here it looks like they did mostly that, but then they didn't follow up with it and actually send them the refund. Okay, let's get into it. Let's read it without further ado. Donna C, Ace Grading. So we got a little message here. The title is Ace Grading owe me 1,300 European dollarinos. So Donna from Ace Grading says, "Hey Leo, thank you for accepting our resolution regarding this. So they lost his cards. We can inform you that we are looking to upgrade our courier service in order to avoid scenarios such as this in the future. Please can you provide your bank details through this email, your account number, sort code, and account name, and we will proceed to compensate you the $1,300 European dollarinos. Thanks, Ace Grading Team." So I don't know where it got hung up, how long it's been since this individual has sent their information, their bank details, etc. I don't know if PayPal would have been just like the easier option for that, but maybe not. Maybe a wire transfer is the way to go. I'm not sure what their terms of service are exactly. Again, I'm not only am I not from the region that would be submitting to them, but I don't submit cards. It's not for me. It doesn't have to be for you, but if it's for you, it's important to take a look at this stuff to see how the companies react. It's nice that. Well, I mean, it's not nice that they had to make this post and then I had to reach out to Randolph, but it is nice that it's resolved for this individual. I'm happy for them that they got their money. Unfortunate that they lost their cards. Hopefully there wasn't anything too sentimental in there, and it was more of a flip for value kind of thing. Hopefully they can replace anything that they were, that they really needed for their collection. It looks like they're submitting multiples here, so it might have been just a flipper play. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they didn't lose anything that they traded for from like good friends and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of the biggest hit to me, is if I sent cards and they got lost. So it wasn't Ace that lost them; it was the shipping company. But still, at any point, if you're sending to the grading company, they should have this on lockdown. They should have it insured. We've seen this before. You got to have the special insurance in place and/or a float of cash so that they can pay people out if cards get damaged, lost, whatever. If there's so much mayonnaise on it and when they grade it, that I guess that's mostly PSA. I haven't seen any mayonnaise from Ace, but I'm sure it can happen. Maybe no, they don't have mayonnaise over there, do they? I know there's like 10 angry people commenting right now about how they definitely do have mayonnaise in the UK. So let's just read the ones from the op here. The original poster update. After months of no response, I suddenly get this after a Reddit post got a little traction. Hi Leo, apologies for the delay in response. The compensation has been sent to the bank account you detailed in the email. Our intention was not to cause you concern. We have just been investigating with our courier and legal counsel. Kind regards, Ace Grading Management. So it got there were too many hands in the butthole here, and it got tied up for no reason. So it seems like that's all it was. But that's still something, as a company, you got to make sure this stuff is dealt with in a reasonable amount of time. So the Reddit post helped because people sent that to me, but I can pretty much assure you it had to do with the fact that I sent a DM to Randolph, and It's in his best interest. It's in the company's best interest. It's in the customer's best interest. It's in everyone's best interest. They were going to pay this out anyway. That you gotta make sure that this is dealt with. And this is why I say, we brought it up before, that if you're a grading company or you're handling other people's stuff, you need to have some sort of emergency float, because dealing with it right away and then worrying about if there's insurance or something later with the courier, whoever else, whatever you need to do later on can take a lot of time, and it's best to just get it done with the customer and then deal with everything else. That's stuff that you're going to have to deal with when you're handling other people's property. I don't think it's worth it to do that. Again, same with middleman kind of situations. There's a lot of risk involved. There's a lot of emergency funds that need to be available when you're handling large values of collectibles that don't belong to you, and when it's part of your business to handle those. So whether the grading company, whether you're the middleman of the middleman, guys, again, don't recommend middlemaning anything ever in any point and ever whatsoever. That's my new stance on it. But yeah, so they fixed it. Cool. We helped out, and hopefully it's just like, it's something that they learn from. I mean, sometimes companies don't learn. Maybe something could be put in place to make sure that something doesn't get held up like this again, and I hope that it does. I haven't heard anything about that, but apparently they've changed the shipping company or something like that to avoid, I don't know if it was an issue that a lot of stuff was being stolen, lost, whatever, in transit, but you gotta look after that stuff regardless, and if that helps reduce that, great, but you still have to deal with it. There's still going to be packages that get lost at some point, which is another reason that, like, grading in general, where people's intention might be to protect their investment or to protect their cards, there's real risk involved with sending your cards. It can get lost on the way there. It can get lost on the way back. While it's there, it can get damaged. In shipping, it can get damaged. There's a lot of things that can happen. So, depending on the card, depending on what you're doing with it, maybe not the best option. All right, best part in the following email. Lastly, we will, as a gesture of goodwill, add 50 to your account. Understand this is unlikely at the forefront of your mind, but in the future, if you ever did reconsider, this credit will be available. Yes, after this great customer experience, I will send more of my cards to you. This guy, learn to program, says, glad they honored what they said they owed you. I agree. I think the biggest thing here is that it just took them too long to actually honor that, to the point that it was a hassle for everyone involved. So here's I guess this is from the original post here. We have calling out Ace Grading. They currently owe me 1,300 European dollarinos and have not responded to me since August. I originally contacted Ace at the end of May. I had a large return of cards go missing. Ace opened a claim with DHL, and the claim was decided in their favor, meaning Ace received compensation for the value of the cards. Firstly, this process took 2 months. It seems that'd be pretty good if DHL, I'm not sure how that works exactly. If anyone knows, feel free to enlighten me in terms of their insurance. I know, depending on the shipping company, you can get different levels of insurance, whether it's worth it or not. Again, they might end up be paying more in insurance than the amount of cards that get lost. So it might be worth it for them, instead of paying insurance, to have that reserve of funds available in case they need to pay out somebody's lost order. Firstly, this process took 2 months, and I had to repeatedly contact Ace for updates. They then agreed with me to refund me for both the grading cost and value of the cards, which has since increased. It's obviously not ideal for me, but I accepted this. However, since this email, August 8th, they have not responded to me. I provided my bank details and have contacted them several times since. What a joke. Does anyone know someone I can contact directly? When I made comments in Randolph's Discord, I was blocked from it quickly. So that's the thing too. Maybe it was a mod or something in that Discord that blocked you. But they should have, at least, if they wanted to remove whatever you were putting in there, if it was slightly inappropriate, or maybe just that Discord is not necessarily directly tied. The people running that Discord might not necessarily be tied to Ace Grading as much. I have no idea in terms of how I guess tied his Discord is to Ace Grading, but Small Claims Court is your best friend here. So I think even just court legal action is probably not your first choice. People like to jump to that when it's not their money involved with making it happen. But I think just even letting them know, it shouldn't have to come to a public statement, but letting them know that they still owe you the money, that they're messing around with you, and that they're taking too long to do so. As soon as they know that they're getting the money back, even before that, they should be paying you out on it. And then they can deal with whether there's a little bit of a loss if the insurance doesn't want to fully pay out what it is. If they have to wait on that money, you got to have a lot of overhead. A lot of these businesses that are being started up or have been started up in the 2020, 2021 era, it's not people with business experience. It's you really need to have a lot of backup money. You need emergency funds for all of this stuff. It's not just like a fly as you go. If you're grading, even like people that want to open a card store of sorts, you got to have funds available. You have to have lots of funds available, and you got to realize that not everything's going to go smoothly. Sometimes bad things like this happen, but you have to be completely ready for it, on the ball, ready, resolve it. And instead, you get a bunch of bad publicity from this Reddit thread. A bunch of people that are angry. Whether or not they were going to actually submit to you is a different story. But all around, just an overall loss. Apparently, this is look at the length of this bad boy. So, regardless, here I posted on there. It looks like Reddit might be a little bit ungrateful. I don't think they realize my stance on graded cards. Maybe the omp doesn't realize the fact that I fixed this for them. Maybe it would have been fixed regardless after an amount of time, where Ace Grading caught on to the fact that they had the Reddit thread going on, but at the same time they knew this was an ongoing issue. They were already informed about it. They were already asked about it for updates, etc. So who knows? So here, basically, Culchi, not even the op. If you believe the shipping company was the issue here, they wouldn't even give op the details on the grads the cards got before being shipped. So that's another issue. I don't know. That's probably somewhere else within that thread there. They should have given the thread the grades. They should have, where it's graded, I guess you can assign values to those cards based on that. But yeah. I'm just here to fix the issue, and hopefully Ace improves their communication skills and the speed at which they pay out something that's lost. It doesn't matter if there's less stuff lost in the future. That stuff, handle it, get it done with, let the customer move on, and then whatever you need to do internally to fix it, do that. All right. Hopefully this was useful to anyone that is running a business of any kind in the Pokemon realm. Whatever you're doing, you just gotta fix things for customers in a prompt manner. And maybe the higher ups didn't get to see this. I don't know how many employees are actually there, but maybe it just got pushed to the side too many times, and it resulted in a mess. But good news is it's fixed, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Thanks guys for tuning in. Join the Discord, and I know, extra video this week. I will be streaming the new games, Scarlett and Violet with Blasty on twitch.tv/Blasty. If you're watching this at the time it comes out, near the time it comes out, I'll put a link down below. You can click on that, and you'll be able to hang out with us. No premiere this week. That's going to take its place. Plus this bonus, regular video. All right. Bye.